Hey everybody, welcome back to another stream. I hope you're doing well. This is a reaction stream. If you're aware, if you've seen the couple streams here and there, maybe you caught a video in the past, we do reaction streams live on Twitch every Monday and Thursday. I am aware it's Friday right now, but had a little holiday on Thursday, so we decided to push it to Friday. But I hope you all have had a wonderful week. This will be the last video that's going on the YouTube channel this week. Other than the gaming stream, which will happen tomorrow afternoon. If you look at Twitch, it gives you an actual schedule of when exactly on your time, in your time zone, when it's live. So you can actually plan accordingly for that. What's going on, Jace? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Well, at this point, I think you're having a wonderful Saturday, early Saturday. But I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend coming up. We have 5 wonderful videos to react to that were requested by ToddReacts.com members. And if you too would like to request your own, you can join me over on ToddReacts.com. The series and season tiers are where you can request videos. If you're looking to just watch the longer form content, which is starting to roll out here, you can join the episode tier. You can think of that kind of like a monthly movie ticket, if you will. 17 minutes into Saturday. Well, I hope that 17 minutes is amazing and the rest of it goes well. So go ahead and join today. Check out the website. You know, I worked hard on it. I didn't hire anybody to do it. I actually did it myself. It's Fourth Wall hosts it, basically. And I design it and pick the colors and how it's going to lay out and everything like that. So it's a lot of customization. I had a little prior experience to that. I did like an Etsy store way back in the day of selling photography. Never really did anything or went anywhere, but it did give me good experience in how to customize a website and make it look at least somewhat decent. I'm certainly no programmer. I don't know C++ and all that good stuff, HTML. I mean, the extent of my HTML experience came back in like the MySpace days. So like very rudimentary adjustments. But one of these days I'll figure out how to have autoplay music on the website. Just have it be something like obnoxious, just right off the bat. But yeah, go ahead and check out the website. Worked couple months on it. Don't look too closely, because if you're like a web developer or something, it'll be like, that took you a couple months. But go ahead and check it out. Also, check out the Todd Reacts YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you're here on Twitch and you've just been a Twitch watcher, you can hop on over to YouTube. That's where I got my start. And that is basically the home base of pretty much any and all content that goes on to the internet from me. Just crossed over 12,300 subscribers, which is super cool. I'm happy you're all here. It's been a labor of love, but I've loved every minute of it. And I hope you've enjoyed the videos as well. Certainly, I appreciate everybody for being patient with this whole transfer over to live and doing live streams and longer videos and not breaking them up into individual videos. Frankly, it just kind of helped the overall view count number. So now it just looks consistent in any sort of way. But also, it's a bit more freewheeling. You know, these reactions are genuine. I'm literally live right now on Twitch. So you know it's actually, you know, first time watching, first time reactions. I think it brings a level of genuineness to it that the pre-made, prefab, every video is super edited doesn't quite bring. So I've enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. It seems like the reaction overall was pretty positive from the switch over, which I'm happy about. Certainly, if you have any sort of criticism or critique, I am open to that as well. I'm definitely not above any sort of criticism or critiques. I welcome it openly, and you can do so on the Discord if you so wish. I always put timestamps in the video descriptions on YouTube, so you can always skip around, or, you know, maybe you don't want to watch one thing, but you want to watch another thing. You can just skip around using those. I've done that on every video so far, and it seems like people are using them. I don't have any analytics to that, but I'm assuming. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe today. It's free. If more people subscribe, we'd probably have more. We'd probably have a bigger community, honestly. But let's go ahead and check out. I need to update these numbers, but this is from May, just to give you kind of an idea. This is directly pulled from my analytics. What's going on? Lots of planets. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Wonderful Friday. 87% of the watch time in May was by non-subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed today, I urge you to consider it. It's totally free. It's the easiest way to support the channel. Well, and you can support other channels as well. That's the beauty of it, right? If you come up with people you enjoy, you just hit subscribe, and that way you're basically guaranteed to always see every video. It gives you a little subscription feed in the YouTube app or on the website, and you can see everything that everybody's posted that you want to see. Super handy. For the longest time, I didn't have an account. I literally created an account for this channel. That's how new I am to the YouTube account game. But yeah, it's helped tremendously. It's definitely something I am quite positive on. So go ahead and help today and help yourself. Helps me, helps you. It's a good thing, and it's free. So that's the ultimate thing. Let's go ahead and talk about Todd Reacts Plays. We have part 3 of Hogwarts Legacy tomorrow. You see my time currently there. It'll populate based on your time for when I start it. So you can kind of plan accordingly on that, as well as on Twitch, where you hit schedule tab and it'll tell you when it starts via your time zone. But super fun. What did I do? I just went through some dueling, which was super cool. It's a little fight element to the game. Figured out how to block, parry and whatnot. But yeah, it's super amazing. I've enjoyed it so far. It looks a little dated on the Xbox One S, which is what I have, because that is just a somewhat old console at this point. It's 2 generations behind or something, or 1 generation behind. Can't remember, but it's a few years. But it's been super fun. Join Todd Reacts Plays channel, subscribe, and come hang out. Super chill, super fun. Play for a couple hours. I think tomorrow we'll do about, 2.5, 3 hours. Just kind of wing it and see what we can get done. What's cool is I've been to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, but I haven't, obviously haven't been in it with magic. So it just kind of adds that extra element that was missing from Universal Studios. Also, the summer collection of merch is available right now. It dropped June 1st, so it's about a month old at this point. But summer collection, bunch of new items. I'm wearing this. I'm actually wearing the original one of these. So this is the redesign. This material is literally one of the softest things I've ever felt. It's unbelievable. What is this made of, is the question. 100% heirloom combed and ring spun cotton. Okay, whatever that means soft. This is an insanely soft. I thought it was like crushed cotton or something, but apparently it's heirloom combed. It is ridiculously soft. That is one thing I really do not like. It is scratchy, it's heavy, it's just, any sort of like sharp clothing. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like you've known cheap clothing when you felt it, and it is just, it's like wearing a burlap sack. It's like, I like to have some, soft material, and it's been fantastic. Tons of colors, tons of sizes, from extra small to 5XL. You'll notice some are sold out, like the 5XL of a couple of these. They do sell out from time to time, but they will replenish pretty quickly. And also check out the accessories. This is the insulated tumbler. You see me drink out of it about 1 billion times per stream. It's been fantastic. I've enjoyed it. I take this to work, this water bottle. It's been amazing. It's a Camelback. I don't know if you ever heard of that brand, but I've used them a couple times on various things. But it's cool to have it, branded. That's very nice. So go ahead and check out the merch today. It is available. It is awesome. I am a living testament. I've had this shirt for over 2 years. It's fantastic. It's still maintained, which is just wonderful. Oh yeah, shoot. I almost forgot. I almost forgot the Discord. One of the most important things. The community. There's over 100 members in the Discord. Go ahead and join today. We'd be more than happy to have you. Very welcoming. It's very nice. Everyone's been super cool. It has been really fascinating. Has anyone at the new work asked what the logo on the bottle is? Surprisingly, no, not yet. But I'm predicting that to come soon enough, because I do use the travel mug for coffee, and that is a little bit even more pronounced. But yeah, I've actually talked about the channel for with one of the coworkers, and they were just blown away. And I was just like, it's just something to do. I don't want to like broadcast it too much, because the last thing I need is superiors watching this. And now I just feel like I'm walking on eggshells or whatever. A little bit more comfortable now. But join the Discord. It's amazing. If you want to request a channel, you can do so via the request a channel. If there's something you're really into, you're passionate about, doesn't even have to be video related. It could be whatever. Go ahead and throw it in there, and then we'll make a channel for you. And then you can post whatever you want in there, as long as it's, TOS and all that good stuff. But updates from Todd, that is where I post, maybe I move a stream, maybe I cancel a stream, whatever. It's just kind of where I can just blast off a notice. Reactions, there's a ton in here. Dead Boy Detectives, Young Royals, Interview with the Vampire, which we're going to watch today. Amdaya, The Rookie, BTS, anime, just a general anime. You can post whatever you want in there. A bunch of fun channels as well. Pet Pics, Memesapalooza. You can just post whatever meme you find funny or interesting. Music. What are you listening to? What do you like to listen to? Did you listen to a song recently and you're just like, wow, this is good. I had no idea this existed. Maybe other people might like it. Go ahead and post it in there. Rant rave. If you just want to spout off about something that's driving you nuts, go for it. Movies. I got to put one in there about A Quiet Place Day One. That was a very interesting movie that I saw in theaters. But go ahead and check it out today. It is free to join. The link is everywhere. It's on the YouTube page. It's on the Twitch page. It's in the YouTube descriptions in every video. Like it's on the website even at the top. You'll be able to find it there. It is super awesome. Great people in there. And if you join, you might understand this, but all hail the peach. All right, let's go ahead and start. Let's get going. The videos are, I don't even think I read the videos. The videos are 911, Smosh, Gilmore Girls, SPRINA, and then we round it off with an interview with the vampire. So it should be a very good, eclectic group, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Let's go ahead and jump into the first video. The first video is Buck and Tommy from 911, entitled Coming Out. Let's go ahead and jump in.
Oh, you wanted the tour? Looking for a badass coffee mug?
Nah, I'm happy where I'm at. I guess I just wanted to see the place during the day.
Come on. You didn't call me because you just wanted to see the toys. You're thinking of changing things up, aren't you?
I don't know. What got you into flying? Aside from the fact that I assume it feels like having a superpower.
I was actually a pilot in the Army.
No, wait, Eddie was in the Army. You and Tommy have a lot of things in common. Both in the Army, both like watching half-naked men pummel each other.
Tommy's pretty cool.
And there's no rule that says you can't get certified and still stay at the 118. I fly for fun on my days off.
Yeah?
I can give you lessons if you want.
Really?
Sure. My fees are competitive.
Been a while since I met someone who can go toe-to-toe with me in Whiteside.
Catch you later, Buck.
Let me know if you want to go up.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Speaking of which, I gotta make a peach
Christopher thinks
emoji for
so
Twitch
cool.
chat.
Yeah, didn't you say that you thought Tommy was cool?
Well, I mean, he is cool. You should let me buy you a beer.
I'd love that.
He's made an impression in a very short time. What? You guys, wow, what are the odds?
You don't like basketball.
Which is why I say no, but now he's going with Tommy. He's got it.
Keep forgetting
You boys
Jennifer
turned up
Love
unannounced
Hewitt
at
is
your own
in this.
funerals. I like it. These two victims rotating in. Make quick work of them.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Tommy.
Can we talk?
Yeah, come on in.
You didn't
That's
mean to
definitely
hurt him,
foul.
did you?
I don't know. I was pissed, seeing him and Tommy being such good friends after only 2 weeks. I felt left out, and I guess I was trying to get his attention.
Well, that's not how you get someone's attention.
Can I get you something? I still owe you a beer, right?
No, I'm good. I won't stay long.
But I know how you feel. All it did was make me look desperate and push them farther away. And I didn't tell them how
Little
excluded
jealousy
I felt. I
creeping
just
in.
acted like I didn't, and it all blew up in my face.
Obviously, I've been the cause of some bad blood between you and Eddie, and I just want you to know that was never my intention.
No bad blood, just bad behavior. And it's all on my part. Well, I'm not a 14-year-old girl.
So
Stop acting like one. Yeah, I got you. I can get pretty jealous.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I was super jealous.
Over what?
All of you. I mean, how you all were willing to put everything on the line for one another. I wanted to be a part of that.
Hey, you were. You threw in with us, no hesitation. And I thought, wow, that guy is cool. I like that guy. I mean, that's why I called and asked for the tour. It wasn't about me maybe leaving the 118, Tommy. I wanted to get to know you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just trying to get your attention has been kind of exhausting.
My attention?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, I can bring my Jeep right up here.
My car is close. There's an urgent care on the way to his house.
Definitely
I told him
seems
I can
so.
take him.
I mean, I did maim my best friend. My sister says there are better ways to get someone's attention.
Whoa.
Okay, keeping our options open. I like it.
Like that?
Yeah, that works.
So what are you doing Saturday?
It's Saturday.
You still owe me that beer. Nobody's looking at us, Evan.
What?
We're just two guys having dinner. Nobody cares. You free?
I am free.
Great.
Okay, listen, this is my first date with a dude, but I'm not weirded out, I mean, I'm an ally. So, the other night, I had a date.
Ooh, anyone I know?
No, I don't
I'm
think
not
so.
sweating at all. Who's sweating?
Every Pride Month, I put a rainbow on my Instagram.
Oh, that's good.
Anyway, we picked a
Oh my
place,
God.
kind of
The amount of awkward
out
that
of the way.
was.
I guess it's
Good
just me that
grief.
makes you nervous. Great. See you Saturday.
Saturday.
Hey, you two guys are hanging out. It's so great.
Yeah, we're just grabbing a bite and we were gonna go see a movie.
I lied to my best friend's face.
Okay, so why do you think you did that?
I don't know.
Nice.
And then we're gonna go find some hot chicks, cause hot chicks love firefighters. Okay, I was on a date with a guy again. Not really the point.
It could be very much the point.
Well, it shouldn't be though, right? I mean, I'm an ally.
All right. You guys have a great
Oh
night.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
you too, bro.
How many times is he going to use that line?
Ready to go?
Yeah. And my date was right there, and as you can imagine, the night ended pretty quick. He left me standing outside the restaurant, and I feel like a fraud.
Hey, is this ours?
No, it's mine. I think I'm gonna skip the movie.
Why? What do you mean?
Evan, I think you're adorable. I don't think you're ready.
He's so confident. He's interesting. He has a cleft.
What? It's the same Tommy?
Yes, the pilot.
Eddie's friend.
Recent
Did he say
friend.
and he
We-
has a
we met him at the
cleft?
same time.
I'll see you around.
I just think that maybe you're not sure of your own feelings yet. And if there's something that you need to tell Eddie, you will. Just in your own time.
So you two were... We were on a date. Yes.
Okay.
He said he doesn't think I'm ready.
What do you think?
I kind of can't stop thinking about him.
You should call him.
Really, I need to apologize for the way I behaved the other night.
You have nothing to apologize for, Evan.
No, I do.
He doesn't know you're an idiot. Once he gets to know you and know that you're an idiot, he'll love you, like we all do.
I didn't cut things short because you behaved badly. I did
Gotta
because
love
I didn't
Eddie's
want to
support
pressure
there.
Don't walk away from something before you even know what it is.
That sounds like some good advice. I don't know what I'm ready for, but I am ready for something. And I think maybe that something could be with you.
So that was okay?
That was better than fake mouth static.
You already know that I'm interested.
Come with me to my sister's wedding. What? I want you to be my date at my sister's wedding.
That is
Sorry I'm late.
a big
That
step.
fire was a beast. Are you absolutely sure about this?
Yes,
0 to
I'm
100
sure.
indeed.
So are you.
Oh, yeah. You okay?
Bobby's been the father I never had.
Come to think of it, Captain Gerard was like having the dad I already had. I'm sorry I missed the ceremony.
Thanks, Tommy. Yep, looks like you were busy.
Okay. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, great. Well, it's about damn time. So maybe we both have daddy issues.
I don't.
But you think I do?
God, I hope so.
Oh, really? Dang. Well, that was a well put together edit. Oh my gosh. Wow. 0 to 100 there. Like, hey, let's give this thing a try. Let's go to the wedding together. Like, whoa. Whoa. Pump the brakes a little. Good grief. That's a lot. Buck has daddy and mommy issues. Yeah, definitely seems so. You know what I like? This is totally unrelated, but I'm noticing it. The new chat view that I'm using is so much easier to tell people's names apart compared to what it was. It was very hard to read. So yeah, that's just kind of something I noticed, and I'm happy about. So 911, Lou Ferrigno Jr. is Tommy. Hawk's response to Buck and Tommy teases what's next. The old one always made my name invisible. Indeed, it did. I don't know why. I think it just assigns people random colors, but this one's just so much easier. So I think it just gives everyone that shade of blue or something, and it's just so much easier to read. Buck and Tommy make it off to a rough start in the latest 911 episode, but they do seem to be back on track by the end of it and moving in the right direction. Tommy cuts the night short because while he thinks Evan's adorable, he doesn't think he's ready. And that is an accurate assumption, as we all saw and were witness to. That was so awkward. I don't think I've ever had that kind of experience where you literally were just fumbling right and left, stumbling and bumbling all over yourself. Like, that was a special kind of, like, I don't know, social anxiety. I don't know what the heck to describe that, but that was really cringe. I was getting secondhand cringe pretty hard. I do that from time to time. I'm very, like, empathetic or something. I don't know what. Like, I put myself in whoever's shoes as being cringe, and I just get, like, that huge wave of embarrassment. Sometimes I can't even watch, like, certain movies just because it's so awkward. Or some characters are so cringe that it hurts. I just kind of have to push through it. Last video, we focused on Oliver Stark, so this time Lou. Gotcha. Buck does eventually admit to his best friend after telling his sister Maddie that he and Tommy were on a date. And after Buck admits that he can't stop thinking about Tommy, and Eddie urges him to call him, the two meet for coffee. It's then that Buck apologizes for this behavior on their date, and Tommy assures him that he only left because he didn't want to pressure him, which I understand. That makes a lot of sense. Just kind of like, it seemed like he was under a lot of pressure. Like he was just looking in random directions, bringing up a bunch of stuff, like verbalizing what he was seeing. Like it was just kind of hectic is a word that comes to mind. Buck says he's ready for something, which thinks could be Tommy, who reminds him he knows he's interested. With that, Buck invites him to be his date at his sister's wedding, which is a freaking huge step. Oh my gosh. That's something you do like 6 months, a year and a half if you're really slow into it. Like that's quick. He knows half the people there and she wants to meet him. Yes, he's sure. That's a heck of a lot more than one beer. That's a pitcher of beer. Unless Buck is drinking the pitcher and Tommy's just drinking the glass of beer. I've done that before. I think it was at a Topgolf, where a driving range, if you're unfamiliar, where they serve food and stuff like that. I ordered a pitcher because I knew I was going to be there for a while. And she goes, well, technically we're not supposed to do that. So she puts down 2 glasses and she just said, hey, just make it look like you're sharing with somebody else. I'm like, all right. So I just poured 2 glasses and I drank from one. And then I filled it back up, moved it across, drank from the other one. It was a scam. I was running a scam on beer that I purchased. Talk about coming back to the show and talking to Tim about the arc from Tommy going to help the 118 save Bobby, and Athena too, by the way. He's sticking around, and he's Buck's new love interest. Ufrigno Jr., considering it's an interesting storyline at first, I had my own apprehensions, but then based on what he wanted to create and where his character has basically gone so far, I thought about it and I just realized that this is such a wonderful way to, it's so novel, I feel, and it shouldn't be in TV. I'm just so thrilled that he gave me the chance to be in that light. This was the first same-sex role for me, but just by the response from the fans, this is bigger than all of us, so I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. And it evolved. The job was contingent on knowing that there's going to be a romantic moment, and I just stayed the course. I had faith in Tim, knew Oliver briefly during my flashback episodes when we would meet on set, and I felt comfortable that he was a competent actor to do that with, and from what everyone has written and seen, I guess it's played out really well. I would agree, based on everything I've seen so far. What do you enjoy most about playing Tommy now? There's a confidence in him that we didn't see before, which is easily explained by what he tells Buck on a date about not lying to himself once he transferred. Whenever I got to meet Tommy before, he came around when Hen and Chimney, he started to warm up, and then by Bobby Begins, he's part of the crew, and then that's where the story kind of ended. But Tommy's very confident, and in speaking with Tim, he wanted to model him, and it's weird even saying it after me because he said he wanted to be the high school football jock that would stick up for the nerdy kid. And that's exactly who I have been, who I always was. And even during filming, Kenny Choi happened to share some videos of me doing impressions and me hanging out, and that kind of lent Tim to have faith to say, just do you. Just be you. Don't try to play gay. Don't try to play at the storyline. Just be you. Be the fun-loving you. And so the cut that you guys saw really towards the end, and me just being open and free with the performance. Being someone's date to their sister's wedding is a big step. Yes, it is. To be taking, I feel like, at this point. Is it? Oh, yeah. Of course it is. What? Come on, man. It can be, although Tommy does know the people, which I think does help, right? Yeah, I mean, Chimney's one of his good friends. He saved Tommy's life. He would do anything for Chimney. Tommy just missed that boat being in the 118 when it became this tremendous unit. Tommy and I hit it off. Lou and Ryan hit it off. I love Ryan and I love Oliver too. I think with Eddie, he sees a real kinship and a real brotherhood. I don't think it's anything predatory. I don't think it's anything that he's trying to score by any means. There's a sensitivity to Evan that he really admires, and I think that along the line, there could have been some resentment because he just slipped right in there when it started to get real good, and the captain, Gerard, was out and Bobby comes in, but he let that slide with a lot of things in his life. Tommy's very clear of who he is. He's a man who works with his hands, and he has the interests, just like everybody else, that are unique to him, and his confidence comes from just being fully grounded and understanding who he is and how he functions. Tommy's void when he left got Wait, what? Let me try that again. Tommy's void when he left to go fly for the LAFD meant Buck joined the 118, so the characters all met except Buck and Tommy. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's why he was like, yeah, I'll teach you how to fly. Gotcha. That makes a lot more sense. What is Tommy looking for right now in terms of relationship? Tommy's looking for love, okay? Just like all of us, he's looking for love. I've read some of the comments on Twitter and whatnot, and it's like people want Buck and Eddie to become a thing, but life happens. Yeah. I think all the videos and edits I've reacted to have all been Buck and Eddie, usually. So it's not surprising. Those two were paired together. And I think that Tim is genius because he's totally subverted everybody with The Bachelor, and I think bringing me on for this arc. But I just think it's been great, and I am just thrilled. I'm so excited that people are seeing this, and they're responding, and it's connecting with people, and I just love it. Captain Gerard was racist, homophobic, and old school. He was fired from the 118 captain, and then Bobby came in and improved the 118 to a great place to be now. That makes a lot more sense, too. Wow, okay. That's a good change, I suppose. Well, not I suppose. I know. That is a good change. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Yes, that is a good change. Wow. Yeah, Bobby, well, it's been a while, honestly, since I've seen Bobby. It has been a long time. But end of season 7 twist, Captain Gerard is back. Oh my gosh, why? Why? For like a wrench and all like the good stuff? Oh, geez. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that'll be interesting. You know, how people respond and... Good grief. Tommy is Buck's date at the wedding. What can you preview about how's it going to go? All I'm going to say are 2 words. So cute. Just as this is unconventional, that's going to be unconventional. And do we really want to just be another same old this happens here? Everything has its own spin. It's 911 spin. And I think the wedding and all that will reflect that. Well, it should be interesting based on that. Because cliffhanger? Yeah, that makes sense. Just kind of, you know, introduce that chaos in the season finale or whatever. What else can you say about what's coming up with Tommy and Buck in general? Some sweaty palms, some cold feet. Coffee shop scene was sweet, wasn't it? It was. Oliver's such a great actor. I'm confident in my abilities, but this was a challenge. But Oliver was just so generous and just so skilled as an actor that it made everything just more interesting. Episode 705 ends with a tease of the wedding, but Chimney's whereabouts are unknown. Is Tommy part of that all? I'll tell you this, Tommy has a purpose, and his purpose in life is to save lives, is to fight fires and rescue kittens when need be. Tommy's an active firefighter, but he's still on call. When he was with Buck in that scene, he had to go on call, so there's going to be a lot of, I think, rocky platforms. I think the end of 706 clarifies a few things. Well, there you go. Did Lou Ferrigno Jr. just reveal that 911 wanted Tommy to end up with Eddie instead of Buck? Whoa. Hot take. Obviously, it found a second life on the network ABC here in the U.S. In an interview, Ferrigno discussed sharing the now iconic kiss with Stark, the fan reception to the plotline, and the fact that the arc was apparently meant to be between Tommy and Eddie, not Buck. Whoa. Below is what he said while speaking about connecting with Stark in preparation. Oliver and I spoke the day before we shot. We met briefly when I was shooting the 3 episodes of season 2. And I think about 50 to 70% of the feelings I have about someone happen in the first 5 minutes. I think that's true for a lot of folks. You know, where they say it takes like less than a second to process somebody or like take, you know, surface judgments. Like it's super quick. I can usually tell if they're being genuine. I really liked Oliver. It was originally possibly going to be with Eddie and Tommy. Whoa. But that fell through. I wonder why that fell through. That's a good question. Why did that fall through? But Oliver was willing, and I think that Oliver is just such a brave, generous actor. Wow. Pause. So this all could have been about Eddie? Yeah, apparently. In retrospect, it all makes sense since Eddie and Buck's stories overlap and can be interpreted similarly. While Buck's thing is pining after hot guys, his word, Eddie's is going into full-blown crisis at the thought of being tied down in a heterosexual relationship. Episode 5, You Don't Know Me, the show explored that aspect, hinting that Eddie has never made an active decision to be in most of his relationships, including with his late wife. Ooh. He always found himself making impulsive decisions because that's where circumstances drove him. What if he had been trying to suppress a part of himself? Oh, that makes a heck of a lot of sense. Now that it's spelled out like that, that makes so much sense. Oh my gosh. While a romance between Tommy and Eddie did not materialize, Ferrigno Jr. shared that he did like working with Guzman. If the story permits, he would be open to exploring Tommy and Eddie's friendship, as well as Tommy and Buck's romance. Wow. He had major panic attacks at the idea of being in a serious relationship with a woman. Boy, that kind of lends itself well to that storyline. Huh. I wonder what they're going to do to explain that, honestly, if they're not going to go down this route. That's interesting. Who plays Tommy on 911? Everything to know about Lou Ferrigno Jr. Well, I know his dad, obviously, is very famous. Like hospitalized thinking he was having a heart attack. Oh my gosh. So that's one of the few occasions where you could you could say that somebody was a commitment phobe and actually be real. Actually be telling the truth. Wow. Obviously, we know Lou Ferrigno Sr., who's a bodybuilder. He was the Hulk on TV. Whether the former 118er is hitting it off with his new pal Eddie, making Buck extremely jealous and swoon, or leaving a positive impression on viewers, it seems as though Tommy is here to stay this time, at least for now. So who is Tommy on 911, and what should you know about Lou Ferrigno Jr., the actor who plays him? Yeah, of course they mention his dad. Who is Tommy on 911? Longtime 911 fans will recall Ferrigno Jr.'s character, Tommy Kennard, appeared in 3 Season 2 flashback episodes, Hen Begins, Chimney Begins, and Bobby Begins Again. Interesting titles. The show established that Tommy left the 118 for a job with the air operations. He was mentioned several times throughout the years, but Season 7, Episode 3 brought him back when Buck, Eddie, Hen, Chimney enlisted his help and helicopter to save Bobby and Athena from their capsized cruise ship. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh. It's probably the one thing, like, keeping me off a cruise line is the fact that they get random illnesses, and it seems like they just have issues every once in a while. Obviously not all the time, but it's interesting whenever those stories break. Following the joint rescue mission, 911 Season 7, Episode 4 revealed that Tommy and Eddie had become fast friends, which made Buck feel incredibly left out. Okay. We did not edit this. Which made Buck feel incredibly left out after Buck navigated a complex concoction of emotions, displaying palpable jealousy over Eddie and Tommy's new friendship. The episode ended with a twist and a kiss. First 3 episodes was like nightmare reasons to never go on a cruise. I bet. Yeah, beware of cruises for real. You know, it's one of those things I always look at and I go, that looks so fun. And then I kind of think about it longer, and then those horror scenes kind of come to mind, and I'm just like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can get over that. I don't know what it is. I have like this weird, whenever I look at objects that are like massive, whether it be a skyscraper or a large ship, or I don't know, maybe like looking over a dam or something, or just looking at a dam, whatever the object is super large, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know what that is. I have no idea why I feel like that. But yeah, those big ships, just seeing them in person makes me feel very uncomfortable. I have no idea why. As Decider broke down in a previous article, 911 sealed its historic 100th episode with a monumental same-sex kiss between Buck and Tommy. Boy, the fact that they made that the 100th episode is awesome. Buck admitted all this time he was trying to get Tommy's attention, promoting Tommy to kiss him mid-sentence in a super sexy, genuinely surprising twist. Though the former 118 member had to race across town for a shift, he adorably asked Buck on a date, during we haven't seen the last of Tommy yet. Fans had grown fearful the show was leading them on with no real intentions of making Buck canonically queer, which was one reason why the Buck and Tommy kiss was so major. While we wait to see what's in store for Buck and Tommy, let's learn some more about 911. Lou Ferrigno Jr., 39. Yes, he's also the son of actor, retired pro bodybuilder Lou Ferrigno, yes. Kicked off his on-screen career. Honestly, I don't think I've seen him before in anything. Obviously, I know his dad, but, well, not on a personal basis, but I know of his dad. But I don't think I've ever seen Lou Ferrigno Jr. Been in over 40 television series and films throughout the years, including How I Met Your Mother, which is a great show, Teen Wolf, Young and the Restless. Okay, he spent a little second there in soap operas. Stargirl, Outer Banks. Hey, reacted to that show. The actor is likely best known for his role in CBS's SWAT, never seen it, where he played Sergeant Donovan Rocker for 33 episodes. Wow. Currently has 73,000 followers, lover of animals, art, and animal art. That's funny. I feel like they had to cast the Hulk's son in order to make Buck look not as huge. Probably. Probably. That's funny. Self-proclaimed soulful Scorpio. I don't know what that means, but maybe that means something to you. Very interesting. Obviously, quite the story revelation for fans of 911. Obviously, I've been seeing this coming for a while, and it just so happens it needed a network shift for it to come true, which is interesting. Boy, the fact that it needed that, just to follow through with that, is crazy to me. But hey, it happened, and that's a good thing. Next on the list is Smosh. Chance saying Angela in a vaguely disappointed tone of voice. This is such a shift in tone, but hey, if you've been following the channel for any length of time, you realize we shift quite a bit in tone from video to video. Says so much about Fox. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Which is interesting because the show, Fox had The Simpsons, it had Family Guy. You would think that, wouldn't be that big of an issue. It had Lucifer. Like, what? But hey, it is what it is. It's on a new home, and they're doing things how they want to do things, which is wonderful. The most you can ask for. All right, let's hop into Smosh. Do I have it pulled up? I do. Just wanted to make sure.
Angela.
I don't know what this is going to be like. But I do like a disappointed tone from time to time.
Go left, go left.
I am. I'm trying so hard.
Harder left. What? Angela.
Okay, so this is the picture I've used. Okay. Oh my God.
Angela.
Oh, you look so skinny.
Angela.
You look so skinny.
I didn't really. Just feel it. Be the fire. Be the air.
Girls, it's you and me, okay? Nobody else is here.
Angela.
You get to roll 5 dice against the chess 5 dice. That's a big deal.
You know what else is a big deal? No one talks about it, but the reason how my father's anus fell out.
Yeah.
No.
His crossbow went through his anus and took it out. It was a hanger, believe it or not. How did he
Oh my gosh.
But you're not allowed to wear costumes at Disneyland. So then people started edging that rule.
Edging. Bro. People started edging at Angela.
They started edging Disneyland and dressing up like Peter Pan, but as a human.
Peter Pan is human.
$1 million, but
Your
every
hand
time you
is
eat
human.
anything with your hands, you must the nearest cat litter box.
What?
Okay? How convenient, because you just ate.
I actually,
Angela. Oh my God. This is like that moment in Wizard of Oz. Oh. Whoa! You guys,
Sweaty! Oh my God! You look the worst you've ever looked.
Angela, that was too hard. That was too hard. You won when I missed.
What's keeping Dad so busy in the garage? Fucking a pregnant clown.
Well, maybe he's doing that.
And that's what I call that bitch.
I've never seen.
Angela.
Oh my gosh.
Angela.
I have never seen a pregnant clown in my life.
Angela.
Arasha, if you blow out the ninth candle, I think you win.
Right.
Yeah, you don't need to blow out any of the others. Just hit number 9.
If you can get 9.
She's Nicole Kidman. She won't burn out.
Angela.
Let's make sure we're on the same page about ... how good it feels to take a big stinky dump. Okay.
Angela.
I will read them with gusto.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
Don't delete
Don't worry, you can trust me. You can trust me.
These kind of suck.
Finally saw Call Me By Your Name. I don't get it.
Angela.
Okay.
Counter in?
3, 2, 1. What the?
Angela? Angela! Angela!
And it's not working! How would it work? Move, bitch.
Angela.
Sorry.
Yeah. Time.
No!
Angela.
You were so
missed
close
so
to
many
Angela.
hundreds that were
I'll hold
in
it for
and
you.
fell out.
Angela.
There's no hundreds in there. I don't
Look.
need to count it.
Look, you had it on your spatula, and you missed
You got
it
so
with the
close.
tray. It flew over your tray and back here.
You were too zealous
Oh,
for the money.
dang.
You and I talked about lifting once.
Angela.
Yeah.
If she farts, that's beta. That's a low-value female. No, thank you.
My
Angela.
God.
It's giving Andrew Tate. Red bumper.
Me.
Angela.
Oh, okay.
Is that Party Animals?
Wait, hold on.
You have to.
Angela.
1 second.
There's one that says me and Chance.
Is there any pictures? It was probably a quote tweet. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, Nebraska man proposes to girlfriend moments after she shoots giant buck.
Angela. Angela. Angela.
It's the most like fucking Alabama thing ever. Is a me and Chance.
Angela.
I do love a good disappointed tone.
It's really funny.
You gotta know somebody very well and be very close to somebody
Is
to
it
pull
for
that
sex?
off.
What?
Whoa,
Angela.
ridiculousness.
Oh, ridiculous. Okay, open it up.
Let him in. Let him in. Oh,
Oh, Angela.
let him in.
What did I do? Oh no, I played.
Unfortunately, you have a sex catchphrase. What is it?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I know Damien's.
I have.
Wait, is that yours? That's your sex.
Get ready for the comments,
why do you
Angela.
know Damien?
What's mine, bud?
No.
Pal?
Angela.
Now cut that out. Coworker, what's up?
Angela.
I just had a joke. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that.
So you
Angela?
might be able to predict it.
I had a joke idea.
Let her finish, please. I mean, that's what it is.
Angela.
Okay, I'm gonna let you.
did that.
While we wait,
That's yours.
These are
I
all
can't believe I did that. No, I have a good joke pitch. It was a joke pitch. Oh my God.
Angela.
I have like this.
Curtis, call me. Fuck.
What the hell? What the hell?
It is very out of context.
She drank the paint.
It touched.
She drank the paint water.
It touched.
Angela.
Shane got into the action there. Oh my gosh. That was chaotic. but a funny chaotic. Definitely always enjoy those. Smosh, if it's one thing, it is they are willing to go for the joke, which is something you don't always see. In context, it's just as chaotic. I bet. Oh my gosh. I do love that, that disappointed tone. Obviously, you got to know somebody to be able to pull that off. Can't do that to some random person because then they'll just fire back with, what? You don't know me? You don't know me enough to say that? But clearly Chance knows Angela quite well. I'm assuming we're going to go over a little bit of information based on the relationship together. Let's go ahead and pull that up. First, let's learn a little bit more about Chance, because I think this is one of the first times I've actually seen Chance in one of these videos. American actor that began appearing in Smosh in 2022, confirmed to be a member in August of 2022. Outside of Smosh, she's recorded several TikToks. Why is that in your career description? Several. What does that mean? Like 7? And performed in the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater and Story Pirates. So clearly he's into improv, which is good. Obviously you can tell when I think Angela as well was in improv, which makes a lot of sense. To be quick on your feet like that and to be able to just keep it going. It takes a lot of active listening and whatnot to be able to just come back with something funny, or at least try to be funny. Sometimes it doesn't work, obviously, but it seems to be working quite well for both of them. All right, so his first episode was Scooby-Doo Cast Reunion as Donnie Buttons. Super Mario Brothers reunion. What an interesting concept. In the latest pit video, how did Chance and Angela meet? Surprised to hear that they've known each other for 5 years. Well, that makes a heck of a lot of sense when you watch that. You got to be able to know somebody for quite a few years to be able to go, Angela. It's almost like they're going too far, or they're just like doing something that's disappointing in some way. Others have mentioned it, but Patrick, Josh, Angela, and Chance are in Moon Goon 2. And to add to this, they've kind of confirmed that almost everyone currently there, minus Arasha, I believe, and Amanda by Sarah, even if they didn't know each other like that, knew someone there who helped them get the job. But as for it was Chance, who knows? Because Patrick and Josh were also there at that point. That kind of makes sense. Your best option there is networking and just having somebody vouch for you. I mean, they always say that, right? Networking is the easiest way to get a job. Just knowing somebody who works there or in the department or whatever, depending on whatever job it is. Knowing somebody in that process is always helpful. And certainly they call it nepotism if it's like family related or whatever, or spousal related. But I guess they just call it networking if it's not directly related. But that's something I've always struggled with. I am not good at networking. I'm just not. Maybe I just don't put forth the effort in it. I'm very much one of those people that is just like, all right, I'm here for a reason. I'm getting compensated for my time for a reason. I'm super nice to everybody I meet. I'm super pleasant. But the idea of getting too entangled into like friendships and whatever, I like to keep that out of it and away from it. Just because it has a chance of absolutely backfiring. I'm sure you've had a situation where it's backfired before, where you either got backstabbed or you lost touch with somebody and it just made things awkward in the office. Like, it's just not good when it doesn't work out. If it works out, great. For the entire time you're there, that's amazing. But one thing I've found is that usually they end when the job ends. Usually doesn't have a lot of staying power. Didn't Amanda and Kimmy know each other? I know she works elsewhere now, but I thought they waitressed together years ago. I believe it was said in a recent video, like sometime this year, that Shane knew either Chance or Angela too. I know he definitely knew Noah, as they both mentioned being in the same acting improv class. It makes a lot of sense that most of these folks came from improv. You got to be able to think on your feet. And especially if people around you are quick, hopefully that makes you quick. Because if you're not and you're just kind of quiet throughout the entire video, that's probably not a good thing. They're in the same UCB comedy troupe as is Josh. Learning this made his Angela, as we just saw, his Angela make much more sense. Like these weren't new colleagues who hit it off, but old friends who equally love each other and are tired of their SHIT, tired of their crap. In their 1-year anniversary Q&A with Arasha, I believe they said they worked together at Story Pirates, then got on the same UCB team. It was a chance encounter. I'm dead. UCB, University of Cal Berkeley, I think. Pretty sure. Not exactly sure on it. If they're talking about the university, they're talking about something else. Hold on. Does this mention it? Oh, Upright Citizens Brigade. It's a comedy troupe. Yeah, go Bears indeed. Comedy, theater, and training. Improvisational and sketch comedy training center and theater. So it's basically like an improv school, if you will. Amy Poehler, Ian Roberts, Matt Walsh, Matt Besser originally founded it. Let's see. Who else is in this? That's funny. The troupe's first permanent space used to be the Burlesque Theater, an all-nude lap dancing club. That's funny. Original theater was closed in 2002 after a building inspector ordered the theater to be shut down due to fire code violations. They had a TV show. Interesting. Notable alumni: Aziz Ansari, Nicole Byer, Adam Conover, Ayanna Glazer, Ed Helms. You obviously know him from quite a few movies. Kate McKinnon, Nick Kroll. I'm bringing up the photos just in case the names don't jog anything. Aubrey Plaza, Amy Poehler, obviously a founder. Rob Riggle, Paul Scheer, Ben Schwartz. Wow. You know what's amazing? Obviously, a lot of these people worked in the same like movies and shows. Like Amy Poehler, Ben Schwartz, Parks and Rec. Zach Woods. I think he was in Parks and Rec for a little bit. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, it's a good way to find some talented people for your future endeavors. Smart. I just spotted it, said SNL hire from there. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And there's also other ones, like Second City's a big one in Chicago. People's Improv Theater? I've never heard of that one, but it's probably pretty big. Second City's huge. That one had a ton of people. Yeah, it was founded in 1959. Alan Alda, Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, John Candy, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. I'm seeing a lot of Ghostbusters there. Eugene Levy, Chris Farley, Tim Meadows, a lot of SNL folks. Ryan Stiles from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And Drew Carey Show. Mike Myers, obviously. Talking about Steve Carell. Like, huge names here. Stephen Colbert. Yeah. It's not surprising they end up in a lot of each other's projects. It just kind of makes a lot of sense, honestly. But to be a part of that and be in that group, that says a lot. Like, you're making some powerful networking right there. That's incredible. Do the UCB to Smosh dropout pipeline strikes again? That's interesting that they're able to swipe them away from SNL. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. Is that seen as a downgrade? Maybe. I mean, a lot of people from SNL have gone on to TV shows and movies, so we'll just have to see if the people from Smosh and Dropout go to movies and TV shows, or if they even have to, honestly. The internet is the new frontier. And, you know, with the internet around and audiences split up everywhere, every which direction, including you watching this, who knows? Maybe you don't have to go through TV and movies and stuff like that. Depends on what their aspirations are. Indeed, it does. So, you know, there's plenty of people that make amazing careers not in the mainstream or Hollywood or anything like that. So, yeah, it's up to them, really. And certainly, you know what they're doing? This is a heck of a highlight reel if you want to show, like, casting directors or anything. Like, this is just unbelievable amounts of content for, you know, any sort of casting or people to go, oh, you know, I saw him in a video where, you know, I really liked him. Maybe we bring him in for a read or something. So it's very, very interesting. Let's go ahead and hop in to the next video, the third video of the day. That is Jess Mariano, entitled Matilda from Gilmore Girls. That's the first time I've read Jess's last name. I hope I got it right. I think I did. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. This is obviously quite the tone shift as well.
Apparently he's been getting into some trouble and Liz is afraid he's heading for something bad. Rather than handle it herself, she's given up.
How does Jess feel about this?
He don't have a choice. His mom's a flake, he's coming here, and a story.
You were riding your bike to the sound of It's No Big Deal.
Boy, I've been there.
And you're trying to lift.
When you go to a new area, well, obviously not a new family for me, but new area, new school. It is very odd being the new kid, quote unquote, the new kid. It's interesting. It's very scary. You don't know anybody. You're unsure whether people will enjoy your presence. Like, you're very vulnerable and very, I don't know, uncomfortable. But all it takes is one person. All it takes is one smile, one nice comment. Maybe you eat lunch with somebody and you enjoy it and they enjoy it. Who knows? But I'll tell you exactly the moment that I had that. So I moved across the country, literally over 1,200 miles. I don't know how many kilometers that is, but it's a lot. And all it took was, I think it was a math class. The kid sitting next to me made like made a Anchorman joke, and I immediately played back on it and made another Anchorman joke, and boom, that was enough to like make my entire day. Like, I just felt amazing, and we became great friends in high school. So yeah, all it takes is one little moment, one little sentence or whatever, just to change your entire view. But before that, I was just absolutely beside myself. I felt like I was watching myself in life. Like, it just felt like a very weird third-person experience where you're just sitting there, but you're constantly thinking about what's going on around you. Like, who's looking at me? You know, is anybody like making fun of me, or does anybody want to talk to me? What's happening? Like, you're just constantly in your head. But all it takes is that one moment with somebody, maybe it's a smile, whatever, that just kind of brings you back to, oh yeah, I can do this. You know, I was in school before. I can handle this. I never watched this so every time I see something from him, I'm like, whoa, it's that actor as a baby. That's a good point.
I'm not really good at the small talk thing.
You're doing okay. Luke is a great guy. He's very special.
What, are you sleeping with him or something?
Oh.
Excuse me?
Luke told me it was his idea that I
a little defensive there.
It wasn't his idea.
You can let it go. You can throw a party full of everyone you know. Not invite your family cause
So why
they
don't you just
never
go home?
showed you
My
love.
mom didn't want me to.
You don't have to be sorry for leaving and growing.
You have nothing. I have nothing.
You can see the world.
That's how great a job I did. He ran off to live with a bum who abandoned him. You know, last time I saw you was right after Liz gave birth. You were gonna go out and buy some diapers and meet us back at the apartment. Remember that? Yes. You went out, but you never came back.
Everything you're feeling might be totally justified. Maybe you are getting screwed. If you give the situation half a chance, you might be surprised at how good it can be. How much you like living here and how comfortable it feels to have someone like Luke you can really depend on.
You don't have to go. You don't have to go home.
This is very sweet.
I mean, if you really hate your mother that much. I don't hate my mother. Why weren't you coming? Because of me? You hate me that much? I don't hate you. I came here because of you. Stop that. You said it was important to you, remember?
I have a feeling about him. I think it's going to be okay. And I want to thank you for everything you did for him.
Well, it never hurts to take a shot. At least you know you tried. I'm here, Jess. I'm always here. Thanks.
You can let it go. You can throw a party full of everyone you know. You can start a family who will always show you love.
Everybody's different, you
Don't
know.
have to be sorry for
Some people just want to hear that you got their back.
You can let it go. You can throw a party full of everyone you know. You can start a family who will always show you love. Don't have to be sorry, no.
Wow, that was well done. The song matched that tone beautifully. I've definitely heard that song before, but maybe once. Like, I have not heard it often, but it was beautiful for that video. You can tell Jess really, obviously it was very lost, but reaching out. He went there for a reason, and he said it was because of Luke. Yeah, obviously reaching out, trying to find some connection to anything. That makes a lot of sense, considering his own mother, just basically like, get out or whatever. However that background went. But lucky Luke was there, that's for sure. Lucky Luke was there. Link down below in the YouTube description for all the videos, links. Go ahead and check it out. Check out the channel as well. You know, you never know. You might like more videos that they're posting. And yeah. That song is the only Harry Styles song I know. I know Watermelon Sugar, and that's about it. Maybe a few more that I don't know the name of, or maybe can't remember how they go. But I don't seek out Harry Styles songs, but that was good. That was very good. Let's go ahead and bring up some information on Jess. That was a lovely edit. A lovely edit. Obviously, Jess was in dire need of some sort of connection, some sort of parental connection, or mentorship, I guess. Obviously, he's not going to get that from Luke in a traditional sense, but Luke did what he could, clearly, and finally reached him eventually, from what I've gathered in these edits, which have been really well done. Music editor Sammy Andrews raves about Gilmore Girls' heartthrob Jess, explaining why he's so cool, and he's the artsy boyfriend that's perfect for Rory. Gilmore Girls is arguably the ultimate comfort show, with its cozy autumnal atmosphere and lively cast of characters. You know what? That kind of makes sense. It always seems like it's in the same time of year. I don't think I've seen anything with like snow or like hot, and it just always seems like flannel is in. Like, no matter what, that is a lovely time of year. Although I don't live in a place now that has a very long autumn or fall, if you will, but it's usually here for, I don't know, about a week. I used to live in a place, I grew up in a place that had a beautiful autumn season. Leaves changed colors, and it would be like weeks of that beautiful color throughout the town and whatnot. and it was just a nice temperature. Just a little crisp, but not too crisp. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit of crisp in the air, in the wind, but it wouldn't be too bad. And it was still sunny out. Oh, that is the perfect weather. Perfect. Based around the mother-daughter relationship between Lorelai and Rory's coming of age, the show navigates life in a small town brilliantly. Each character feels familiar and the whole show feels homely, which is why when Jess bursts onto the Stars Hollow streets, it's hard not to take notice. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more relatable if you grew up in a small town, or maybe you grew up in a town that felt similar. You grew up downtown in a city, it's probably not going to feel anything remotely familiar. But Jess arrives in Stars Hollow to live with his uncle Luke. It is an attempt from his mother to improve his bad behavior. He is, by all instances, the exact opposite of everyone in the Twee Stars Hollow town. What? What is that word? The Twee. I guess small town or cozy, probably a word to say there. And this is hopefully why, or perhaps why he seems so exciting, both to me and evidently to Rory. This is the ultimate early Naughties alternative indie boy. What are these words? I don't know what's happening. It's like quaint. Okay, gotcha. His love of the arts and his conversations with the bookish Rory, from arguing the side of the beat poets against Jane Austen with Paris, to his rewatching of Almost Famous and him showing Rory around New York's record stores, just introduces a grittier and edgier world into Rory's life. This is one far removed from the weekly dinners she has with her grandparents and the lavish debutante ball in which she's presented in high society. His humor is quick-witted and dry, and his often uninterested attitude pierces through his interactions with everyone other than Rory. His humor is quick-witted and dry. I'm not going to read that again. It's literally a pull quote from that sentence. You can simultaneously understand Lorelai's worry and Rory's interest towards him, but you cannot help but slightly side with Rory. Jess is, and this is an understatement, incredibly cool. That being said, Amy writes him in such a believable way that he does not fall into any kind of idealized figure. He is exciting and different to Rory, and this is the understandable considering the relatively safe and conservative life she lives. But aside from this, his mysteriousness and oh my gosh, I cannot read this justified. Look at the spacing on this. I get it. You want all the lines to be straight, but this is awful. This is driving me nuts. But aside from his mysteriousness and his deep interest in the arts, he's also a deeply troubled teenager. At the end of the day, he is in Stars Hollow because of family issues, and this is a weight that he carries with him into his relationships and struggles to manage. He's flawed, impulsive, and often at times unaware and unsympathetic to more sensitive moments. It is in these complexities of his character that Palladino has created with Jess a character that is so memorable. She does with each character in Gilmore Girls. There is a realness to him that makes him incredibly captivating to watch on screen. He is by no means perfect. In fact, absolutely not at all. But that is what makes him such a charismatic and exciting character within the series. He steps into Stars Hollow and immediately grabs your attention and then constantly pushes and pulls it away. He certainly leaves an impact. 13 Reasons Why Jess is the Best Gilmore Girls Boyfriend. This is by David and Francesca. This was updated in 2023. Gilmore Girls was a season, it would be fall. That's the second time we've heard that. That's hilarious. As the nights get darker, nothing can fight the cold quite like a cup of coffee and a Gilmore Girls rewatch. Wow. Seems to be the winning sentiment of the show, which is always nice. A little bit of coldness in the air. Maybe you got a fire in the fireplace if you have a fireplace. Got the heat on, whatever. And you hot cocoa, hot tea, whatever your beverage of choice is. But those moments, those parts of the year are always just amazing. There is something incredibly comforting and nostalgic about a familiar small town filled with quirky, lovable characters who always get into all manner of hijinks and misadventures. 15 years after the show's finale, fans are still divided about who Rory Gilmore's best boyfriend is. 15 years! Whoa! Whether you're Team Dean, Team Jess, or Team Logan, the battle of the boyfriends is bloody and controversial. However, anyone who watches the show can declare without a shadow of a doubt that Jess is Rory's one and only. From his secret soft side to his unwavering belief in Rory, Jess is the best of the Gilmore guys, and these are some of the many reasons why. Wow. This released in 2000. Oh my gosh. And the fact that that was 24 years ago. I think Dean was played by the guy who plays Sam in Supernatural, I'm pretty sure. That's unbelievable. Wow. While Dean struggled to keep up with Rory's caffeine-induced pop culture rants, Jess and Rory traded obscure references like intellectual tennis matches, although Dean's promise to watch his girlfriend browse a bookstore for 6 or 7 hours was thoughtful. She desperately needed an academic equal. From the moment Jess stole her copy of Howl to write some notes in the margins, it was clear that Rory had met her match. Whether it's debating the literary talents of Ayn Rand versus Ernest Hemingway or Coldplay versus The Clash, there was never a dull conversation between these two. Rory and Jess's banter made them instantly enchanting and cemented their place among television's best romantic storylines. I don't know why my mind just thought of 500, what is that? 500 Days of Summer. Just how well they connected. Like it was just like an instant spark. I'm assuming that's what this kind of felt like. There's hollow connection. Jess understands the town's eccentricities. Yeah, look at that. That is autumn. That is October. You can tell because of the pumpkins and whatnot. They're getting ready for Halloween. From innovative festivals of living art to 24-hour dance marathons, what other people might find confusing or outright ridiculous, Rory finds endearing. There is a quaintness to it. I never grew up in a small town. I mean, I grew up in an area where there was over 100,000 people, so it wasn't exactly a small town. But I guess it's smaller than a city, and there's a lot of quirkiness to it. But I did drive through and visited a lot of smaller towns, and there was just something about it. There was a slowness to it, a quietness. If you ever went into like a small town diner and people just seemed to like all know each other, which was odd. No, I went to a diner that was super small town. It was a very interesting place. They serve Thanksgiving. So in the US, we have Thanksgiving. Typical foods, I don't know, turkey, sweet potatoes, green bean casserole, cranberry sauce, or whatever. Very standard stuff every year. And they serve that every day of the year, where it's always Thanksgiving dinner. It was such an interesting place. But we walked in there, and there was maybe 8 people in there. And this other person walked in. Immediately, the waitress or the host or whoever was just like, "Oh, hey, such and such. Welcome back. Hey, good to see you. How are the kids?" Like, how are the kids? Like, clearly they know each other quite well. So, very odd, but it's an interesting experience. I've never quite experienced anything like that, other than just visiting small towns, but it's adorable. It's very adorable. Constant source of inspiration. Jess inspires Rory. Rory is initially drawn to Jess because of his intelligence. She's attracted to his intellect and personality, finding him interesting and admirable even. He barely tries at school, yet is far more knowledgeable than every other student. When Jess becomes a published writer, Rory feels genuinely impressed at his achievement. Jess was the only one who could match Rory, and she admired his dedication to improving himself. Constant source of challenge. Well, yeah, if you're an intellectual equal with somebody, it's going to be challenging. Jess constantly keeps Rory on her toes. Jess encourages her to let loose a little. They wander around an record store together, sharing shy smiles, cementing their place as a fan favorite TV couple. I had my teens in a small town, went back recently, and the taxi driver's kid used to play with my brother. It's like 2 degrees separation in those places. I bet. Oh my gosh. That is a small town if you just instantly have that connection. That's unbelievable. Yeah, there's something nice about that, but obviously there are downsides to that, clearly. Like if you have any sort of drama or, relationship issues, everybody's going to know about it. Like word spreads fast. Just like in school, if you have a small class in school or small class size, things are going to get around pretty quick. And your options are pretty limited. Chemistry, Jess and Rory have it in spades. While they dance around each other and their feelings, Rory and Jess have electrifying chemistry, and the tension in the air is thick. Thick. Which makes their first kiss all the more satisfying. A secret soft side. Jess only shows it with Rory. He regularly performs unexpected romantic gestures that he refuses to take credit for. When Rory is home alone, he brings her a care package, claiming it's from Luke. When it's revealed that it was Jess's idea, he squirms in discomfort under Rory's knowing gaze. That's funny. At a Bracebridge dinner, Jess destroys the front runner in the snowman competition so that Rory's Bjork-inspired creation can win. Once again, he avoids owning up to it. He doesn't want to take the recognition. He just wants to see Rory happy. It's all about the details. Jess cares about the little things. Rory and Jess are like a really sweet old agoraphobic couple who met when they were too young and immature. Right person, wrong time. I'm sure a lot of people watching this relate to that. Fidelity is important. Jess never cheated on Rory. Jess is the only boyfriend, wow, who never cheated on Rory or used her to cheat on someone else. Good grief. Although this seems like the bare minimum, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Good grief. I mean, at that point, if all your boyfriends cheat on you except one, you gotta look yourself in the mirror and be like, what is happening here? Is it people I'm picking? Like, am I missing signals? Like, what is happening? Like, I would be very internal with that. Like, something's wrong here. Like, something clearly is wrong. And I got to fix it. Logan cheated on Rory with several of his sister's bridesmaids, and then cheated on his fiancée with Rory in the revival. Oh my gosh. Similarly, Dean pursued Rory where he was still married to Lindsay. Oh boy. Furthermore, while Rory is something of a serial cheater, she never cheats on Jess. Let me reread that. Furthermore, while Rory is something of a serial cheater. Now it's starting to make sense. That just completely changed my opinion on what was happening there. That very much seems karmic in a way. A little karmic justice. She never cheats on Jess either. She did cheat on both Dean and Logan with Jess, which is not great. But it proves that she was happiest with him and couldn't resist coming back. Question is, did she cheat with Jess before she found out about the others cheating? That's the big question, right? Was it a retaliatory thing? Was it a preemptive thing? That's interesting. Rory and Jess had issues, but were always committed to each other, cementing them as one of TV couples robbed of their happy ending. Gotta have faith. Rory always believed in Jess. When Jess turns up years later, a published author with his life together, Rory is pleased but not surprised. As she tells him he has such a wonderful brain, and she always knew that if he sat down and stopped shaking it about, he could do something like this. Faith goes both ways. Jess always believed in Rory. This is obviously from the later years, because they look considerably older. The revival kicks off. Rory Gilmore's life is falling apart at 32. She is unemployed, broke, and lacks underwear. Boy, that's bad. That is a different level of broke. When you are lacking in underwear, that's not good. When you are turning your underwear inside out to get a second pair, that is bad. That is bad. Back in her hometown and having an affair with her engaged college boyfriend. Yikes. History seems to be repeating itself, and while everyone else seems to be moving forward, Rory is stuck in the same place without a way out. All right, Rory's coming across kind of toxic right now, from what I'm reading. Just like a decade previously, when Jess showed up at exactly the right time, convincing her to go back to Yale, he reappears again, this time convincing her to write a book. Their bond is unique, and it might not be an overstatement to say that Jess believes in Rory more than she believes in herself. The Yale of it all, he convinced Rory to go back. After Jess confronts her, Rory snaps out of it, going back to Yale and getting her life back on track. This is a pivotal point in Rory's life, and the fact that it was Jess who got her back on track speaks volumes. Love never dies. Gilmore Girls revival received mixed reviews, but Jess's role was universally acclaimed. The character's final shot reveals him wistfully looking through the window at Rory. Although he tells Luke it's ancient history, that look tells a different story. Things in his personal life are stable, but never permanent. Why waste time on new relationships if you're still hung up on someone from your past? Even if the relationship ended, Jess always thought of Rory as the one that got away. Tear. History repeats itself. Jess is Rory's Luke. Oh, that's such an interesting way to put that. Rory and Lorelai have one of the best mother-daughter relationships on television. They are connected on a deeper, more meaningful level, sharing every crucial aspect of their lives and always supporting each other. Rory and Lorelai's journeys also mirror each other, and the rival is going so well to have Rory pregnant by a wealthy, immature man who won't be a prominent figure in her child's life. In every way that counts, Jess is to Rory what Luke is to Lorelai. The revival even hints that Jess will fulfill the same uncle-like role in Rory's child life that Luke fulfilled in Rory's. Oh, wow. History repeating itself. That's interesting. You know, patterns exist. History does repeat itself. That is interesting. That is such a fascinating one. I'm glad that was number one. That was kind of like a reveal. That was cool. But yes, Rory. Interesting. My opinion of her went downhill as I was reading that. Like, what? Like, clearly she was stuck in a rut, needed some sort of change. And it's great that Jess obviously came back and kind of guided her a little bit in a very Luke-ish way, I suppose. Which is interesting. That's kind of like a full circle moment there for Jess. You know, being the troubled person who can't seem to get things on track and bad behavior and stuff like that, and to come all the way around to have it fully stable and a good life, and to then impart wisdom onto Rory, kind of like Luke did to Jess. Interesting. That is fascinating. That is a great story arc there. Just really beautiful. 10 quotes that perfectly sum up Jess as a character. Shall we bail? That's probably from one of the earlier scenes. Involve him complaining about living in Stars Hollow and having to meet different townspeople. What's going on with you? I know you better than anyone. In season 6, Jess tries to help Rory fix her life. Boy, what a difference there. Shall we bail to what's going on with you? I know you better than anyone. That is such an other side of the coin. Not the first time a couple's broken up. Rory doesn't want Jess to kiss, Rory doesn't want to kiss Jess in front of Deuce's Market in season 2. Oh, Rory tries to rub her new romance with Jess in Dean's face. Jess refuses to see the situation from her point of view and says this quote about how people split up all the time. Well, as they say on Family Feud, good answer. Jess is mad that Rory asks if he's attending school. That's funny. And Rory tries to give Jess the advice that he should stay in school. Jess gets mad. Oh, that's interesting. Came full circle on that as well. He convinced her to go back to Yale. You knew I'd want to read it. Jess and Rory love talking about books. Obviously, we know that from what I just read. Okay, I'm officially starving. Jess avoids Rory's question in season 2's a tisket, a tasket. Jess's high school personality involves a lot of lying, pretending, and sarcastic comments. Well, doesn't everybody's? Or was that just me? Maybe not as much lying, but definitely sarcastic. I used to think like being sarcastic was everything and just continually doing it. Meanwhile, I got a little older and I'm like, boy, that must have been annoying. And I would search for people that were equally as sarcastic 24/7. And I'm like, you know, maybe that wasn't the greatest way to take things. TJ, guess what it stands for? Jess, no. Jess is unenthusiastic about meeting TJ in season 4. TJ and Liz's Gilmore Girls scenes are usually funny and goofy, and they are a perfect match for each other. Jess is less than thrilled about meeting his mom's new partner, which I'm not surprised. I was just going out for a walk. Jess pretends he wasn't wondering where Rory was in season 2. Jess admits he wants to live with Luke again in season 2, and after agreeing, Luke smartly tells Jess not to look for Rory as she's at Suki's wedding. Jess lies that he's just going for a walk, but fans know that he and Rory end up kissing at that event. Yep, long over. Jess pretends... Oh, yeah, this. Jess pretends he no longer has feelings for Rory in a year in the life. Yeah, well... Seems very dismissive, but obviously looking through a window, gazing at somebody and just kind of reliving memories. Maybe that means it's over. It could. But it could also mean there's still a spark there. But maybe it's just one of those things where you take that final look. You just kind of, you know, get that one little memory hit. You're just like, that was good times. Anyway, you just move on. You just got to find that thing that makes you feel. That's a good one. Jess not only knows that Rory should write a book, but he has perfect writing advice. After he has been a lifelong avid reader, Jess thinks that Rory should think about her most emotional experiences and then put that into words. Quote says so much about what has happened to Jess since he finished high school. Jess would never have been able to give this advice when he was a teenager. Yeah, I'm assuming when it first started, he was probably just a complete monster in many ways. But it seems like he went full circle on that, just completely, well, maybe not full circle, but 180 from where he started and just turned into a much more stable, advice-giving, more of a consumer of, I don't know, just being chill and not being, you know, bad, quote-unquote bad. But that was amazing. That was an amazing lesson in Jess. Obviously a very good character, great arc of a character to be able to give advice to somebody that, you know, way back when you were first meeting, you probably were in no place to give any advice to anyone. So that's kind of a nice full circle moment. Let's go ahead and jump into an ad real quick and we'll be back. All right, let's jump into the fourth video of the day, second to last video. It is SPRINA, Spencer, and Trina from General Hospital, entitled This Love. Obviously, I've reacted to quite a few SPRINA videos over the years. Can I say years at this point? It's been a lot. And unfortunately, it seems like Nicholas Chavez's contract is gone, or at least up for now. But yeah, these videos are still amazing. Obviously, there's still a lot of fans that are hoping for a comeback and a redemption arc, if you will, or at least a survival arc for Spencer. I honestly think they should probably recast if they're unable to get Nicholas Chavez back. But I don't know. It's a lot of mixed opinions on that, but we shall see. Let's go ahead and jump into this and talk about it more.
Because I love Trina more than I've ever loved anyone else in my entire life. You look perfect. I'm saying that when the woman you love invites you to go to Paris, you say yes.
Boy, it'd be something to be able to just go to Paris, wouldn't it? On a whim. That's a whole other life.
I would follow you anywhere.
Hey, pretty girl.
I hope that you know that I'm never going to hurt you again, Trina. You make me want to be better.
Well, I think you're pretty amazing.
Now that is a good quality. Somebody that makes you want to be better.
And I love you, Mademoiselle Robinson.
You are cute, Gina.
It's a quick ferry and a bus ride for me. That's amazing. That's amazing. One thing as an American from the U.S., it's
before you.
We lose track of just how possible that is in Europe.
You showed me that there's so much more to feel. And you taught me.
Like if I drive 3 hours north, west, east, and south, I'm still in the same state.
Of loving you.
If I drive 6 hours north, west, east, and south, I'm still in the same state.
It's the most amazing thing.
You're everything that I always wanted and never believed that I could have.
Yeah, that is definitely a first, for sure. And it's so radically different, too. Different food, different cultural attitudes. Like, it's just wild to think about. I feel like in the U.S. you have to go greater distances to get that difference. Yeah, very different. Honestly, American road trips, you realize just how empty this country is. Like, we could fill a lot more space. Because it's a lot of countryside mixed in with big cities. That's one of the biggest things. Driving that 1,200 miles or something that I just did, that was one of the things that I kind of took notice of, is the fact that there's a lot of nothingness in between the cities, which is cool. It's nice to be around, somewhat untouched areas, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a lot of driving. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original edit. Go throw it some love. That was lovely. Spencer and Trina definitely had amazing chemistry from what I've seen. It's really sad, honestly. When I found out that Nicolas Chavez contract expired and he wasn't seen since like January 2024, that was shocking and a bit sad, honestly. And I'm not even watching the show, actively watching the show. It was still sad. Just because I've seen so many edits and it's just like, oh, I'm getting invested in this. This is nice. This is lovely. They're great together and everything. I just did a small Cali town to Las Vegas at 17. Felt like forever. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I think from LA to Las Vegas, it's 4 hours or something like that, which isn't even that bad. But yeah, as a teen, that would seem like forever. Yeah, I think the longest drive I did prior to this one was maybe 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Like, I didn't go on road trips at all, but, well, at least didn't drive them. I was usually a passenger. Used to drive SoCal to NorCal regularly, 6 to 8 hours, and still in the same state. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. California is a very tall state, I guess you could say. Gosh, yeah, it's very interesting living in the States compared to other places. Obviously, I've literally never been outside of the U.S. other than to Canada a couple times, which at this point I really don't count. I mean, it's very similar. It's extremely similar. And before 9/11, we could literally just drive across the border and just show our driver's license and no passport, and they'd just be like, yeah, come on in. Like, it was very easy. But ever since post 9/11, it's a little harder. You have to have either a passport or an enhanced driver's license in that state. You're on a border state. But since I'm not there anymore, I would need a passport. Just kind of adds that extra step. But yeah, before 9/11, it was so simple. Like, you just drive across whatever bridge or whatever, a checkpoint, show your license if you're driving, and you're good to go. Post-Christmas drive we did was long. I'm sure it was. It's amazing how, but you know what though? It's interesting. Like, I've never been, it's that free in Europe still. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. I do miss that. As a kid, we went over to Canada a couple times. Just exchanged the currency real quick, and all of a sudden you were there, you know? Didn't have to do anything special. I never showed ID. I was a child. Didn't have to. But yeah, it was very interesting. But yeah, obviously I need to travel a little bit more. I have not been across any ocean at this point. But maybe one day. One of these days. But link down below in the YouTube description for the original edit. Let's go ahead and pull up some Spencer information. And I do have some news. That I think is going to lend itself to the narrative of what's going to happen to Spencer. Obviously, he's a prince, fictional character. So apparently there's been other actors to play Spencer. Usually revolving around like the kid Spencer and stuff like that. So there has been different actors and whatnot. As of March 29, 2024, closing credits, he's no longer on contract. Obviously, he was recently in the Monster, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story, which is a Ryan Murphy production. It's assumed he will not be coming back to the role, which will likely be recast. Maybe they'll just move on from the character. I'm not exactly sure. But it seems like they would eventually bring the character back, especially since they have all that history with the character. It makes sense to just hire someone else to do it. And they've done recastings in the past, from what I've learned or what I've read. First appeared in July 2021. And then the last appearance was January, I think it was like January 4th or something like that. I don't know. 31st? Made his last appearance for the time being on January 31st. There we go. This year. Chavez remained on contract through March, despite not appearing on the show for 2 months. He was removed from the closing credits on March 2019, or March 29th, 2024. He went back in time, indicating that January was his final air date. Boy, that's interesting. That would have been soul crushing if I was, actively watching and whatnot, and I saw his name just gone. I'd be like, no. May 3rd, he finally confirmed that he was officially exited General Hospital by saying that there's no current plans for him to return, but they're still openly talking about future possibilities for Spencer. So that kind of, as I'm reading between the lines there, that tells me they might bring back Spencer with a different actor. And maybe he was talking to whoever runs the show, just how they could do that, or, any sort of like ideas that he might have for that. Maybe. Lots of crimes committed by this character. Punched Dex, tried to hit Dex and was punched in the face. Dragged Esmee with him as he fell into the river when she injected him with a drug-filled syringe. That was obviously the last episode where he was presumed dead, and the call for the search party was called off and everything. This is interesting. Is Spencer coming back? This is literally 15 days ago. I know the actor of Spencer has left the show. Do you guys think that the producers will replace the actor? I hope they bring Spencer back because the relationship between Trina and Spencer was amazing. I miss it. And then this person says, I think this is a top answer. I think I want to give Gio Trina a chance. So the new actor that came in is Gio. I love the actor who played Spencer, Nicholas Chavez. I think he's an amazing actor. He played the part well, the spoiled rich kid. I think Trina softened him and held him accountable. However, I like Gio thus far. They share the fine arts, and he seems like a nice, hardworking kid. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. Somebody responded, I like Gio thus far, but there is a huge list of his backstory that was missing. Kind of got skimmed over the other day, but it sounds like it's going back to where his parents are from, back in the old neighborhood, Bensonhurst. I may be in the minority, but I've never cared a lot for the Josh Dex and could maybe see Josh Gio. But that might be a slight replay of Josh Cam Trina, not Josh. I hope they recast Spencer, as we need a Cassadines back on the screen. Charlotte was messy as hell. I wish the actor was returning. He's a fine actor and he had good chemistry with Trina. Somebody said he's on to bigger and better things, hopefully. Gio is so similar to Spencer that I think they're just going to replace Spencer's spot with Gio. And he's his uncle. He's the artsy, rich kid. I don't know. Gio's lovely, but the chemistry with Trina ain't it. He doesn't touch what Nicholas had with Tabby. And Gio acts like he really wants Joss. Oh, that's interesting. They should just recast an actual Spencer. That kind of makes the most sense to me. And it seems like they might do that. I don't think NAC is coming back, but I feel the character needs to be recast because the show needs a strong young Cassadine. Show strayed away from the core families, and that was a mistake. The actor got on some of that Ryan Murphy star power, and I read he wasn't coming back. Don't remember where. I didn't like the actor or the character, so I'm not upset. Ooh, hot take. He just booked another Ryan Murphy series. Bing, bing, bing. Got it. So one of the easiest ways to check on somebody's career, especially an actor, is IMDb, as they always post in production or pre-production. And you'll see it right here. Grotesquerie, I think it's called. 1 episode so far. I think there's 8 episodes of the show. So maybe he's just in 1. Maybe he's in all 8. I have no idea. But it's in production. And it is another Ryan Murphy created show. There's the cast. Obviously, you see him. It says 1 episode, though. So I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be... He's in the pilot, basically. So who knows? He's going to be like a recurring character or whatever this is. It says it's a drama horror. But obviously, there's not a lot of information on it yet because it just happened. But yeah. Already cast in another Ryan Murphy thing. So maybe he's just going to ride that wave. And wherever Ryan Murphy wants to put him, he's just going to do it. Because it's a good way to get on the shows. And it could be a launching pad to a full career. And, once you're in one of Ryan Murphy's projects, I mean, that's how 911 got Angela Bassett. There you go. It's just one of those things. I think, obviously General Hospital was great. He was in 358 episodes. But sure, actually, it says 1 episode for Monster. Obviously, he's in more than that. So maybe he's in more of these, too. The new ones. But, yeah, all it takes is 1. And his rocket can just go off and, he's in other shows. He's in with other producers, other directors. Who knows where it goes from there. But it does seem like he's kind of hit the ground running. Certainly, Ryan Murphy's got an incredible list of shows and creations and whatnot. So to be on somebody like that's team, you're good to go. You're good to go as long as you don't screw that up. So I don't think he's coming back. And they're probably going to recast Spencer, I'm guessing. But yeah, I think Nicholas Chavez is on the way to whatever he's going to end up being. Seems like a pretty good villain. Has that kind of roll down. Will he ever be a leading man? I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. Maybe in like a smaller production, get his feet wet in that, and then go from there. But right now, I guess he's a co-leading man in the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. So who knows? Maybe he's on his way to be the next big thing. Never know. But IMDb is a great way to check for this stuff, and it looks like he's already in another thing. So hopes of him coming back to General Hospital are probably pretty slim right now. Very slim. Good for him, you know? Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll see him on the big screen in a, you know, movie near you. But yeah, I'd say his days of General Hospital are pretty much over, unless, you know, Hollywood just goes a different direction with him. But right now, it seems like he's riding the train, and you can't blame him for that. I would definitely take whatever opportunity was coming at this point, especially if you're linked in with a great creator, director, producer, whatever. It certainly worked for a lot of different people to get hooked to somebody who's really good. Cillian Murphy, Christopher Nolan. I mean, he's been in, what, 6 of Christopher Nolan's films at this point? So if you can just get linked with somebody, you are good to go. You don't even have to audition, probably, after you've been in a couple. Like, it's just wonderful. Let's go ahead and jump into the 5th and final video of the week. It is Louis and Lestat interview with a vampire entitled Blank Space. Obviously, it is the Taylor Swift song. I'm just taking a wild guess there. It's got to be. Well, let's go ahead and jump in, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Let's go.
Name is Louis.
Vampire time indeed.
Handsome man with the most agreeable disposition.
What exactly is the nature of your relationship with my brother, Shyy?
That seems to be very good friends. I both forgive. Forgive.
I can make the bad guys good for a weekend.
Come to me.
Or it's gonna go down in flames. You can tell me when it's over. If the high was worth the pain. Got a long list of ex-lovers. They'll tell you I'm insane. 'Cause you know I love the players.
Stay hydrated out there. Oh, I said stay hydrated, and then it's just a bunch of feeding. Meant on water, okay?
And I'll write your name.
The timing was unbelievable. I've had a few of those moments.
We should make this our anniversary.
That's fair. That is a fair point. Not exactly vampire
We're a
music.
family.
But with no secrets.
You could, but that
Oh,
wasn't
Bad
made to
Blood
give
would've
you
been
one
good.
love when you've got two. Oh no. Love is a small box that keeps you in. Don't stay in it.
Oh, no, I know. What about Antoinette?
1,000 nights of sulking and the first sight of her? You were just gonna unbelieve me!
Good. Read.
I chose you.
Whenever I lean back, I forget I have to talk into a mic, and just no sound comes out.
I was someone I don't want to be anymore. I've changed.
Writing this song, put your lover's voice on it. What the fuck is wrong with your head?
I hate you. That's a shame.
And I'll write your name.
I wanted him dead. I wanted him all to myself.
Don't say I didn't warn ya. Boys, only one love if it's torture.
What are we thinking? Disturbed? What kind of music?
I like that very much.
Corn. Puddle of mud. Oh my gosh.
And I'll write your name.
Oh my gosh. That was beautifully done. Beautifully done by the editor there at the end. Stunningly well done. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. It's a great edit. The stat rock music is in Queen of the Damned movie. It was Korn singer Jonathan Davies, Linkin Park, and all the good stuff. That makes a lot of sense. Linkin Park would definitely go well. Definitely go well. I'm just thinking a lot of guitars, a lot of like heavy, like almost screamo. Oh my gosh. Chaotic. Lots of chaos there. But that was a great edit. It's such an interesting show. You know, we had the rash of vampire content in like 2009, Twilight and everything. And then it kind of went away for a little bit, and now it's back, at least in this form. And I like it. I really like it. It's not geared towards, you know, YA novels, I guess. So it's just kind of more interesting to me. Music was the only good part of that movie, though. Have I ever seen Queen of the Damned? I don't think I did. So I can't comment on the quality of the movie, but I will take your word for it. The Dark Gift, Lestat and Louis Interview with the Vampire series. Anne Rice is much more grown-up vampires for sure. Yeah, definitely. It just, honestly, my biggest issue with those Twilight movies is that the dialogue was very hollow. Now, they're entertaining. I'll give it that. It was entertaining. I liked the first one a lot. That was probably the one I actually enjoyed the most. And it kind of fell off for me. But I think the dialogue was really not good at times, and that kind of killed it. Interview with the Vampire has always been a narrative that thrives on its complex characters and their tumultuous relationships. That's definitely putting it lightly, as we saw in that video. In the new TV series adaptation, the spotlight shines on the iconic vampire duo of Lestat and Louis, delving deep into their toxic love. That just made me think of Britney Spears' Toxic. That would have been a decent song, I think, right? Not exactly dark, but at least it would have been on the nose. As we explore this compelling dynamic, we'll uncover the nuances of their relationship and how it contributes to the dark and alluring world of Anne Rice's immortal creations. Magnetic Attraction, Interview with the Vampire boasts a star-studded cast, including Sam Reed as Lestat and Jacob Anderson as Louis. These accomplished actors embodied their iconic characters, promising viewers a captivating and immersive experience. I would agree to that. I reacted to, I think, the first episode, the pilot episode, on the website. I thought it was thrilling, super thrilling, very well shot. I think the atmosphere was great. I think the dialogue was wonderful. It was definitely had that creepy factor to Lestat. You know, he's charming, but he's also kind of creepy, and it comes across very well. I think what happened with Louis' brother was just, that was one of the most stunning things I think I've seen in television. Like, that was brutal to watch and experience. I didn't quite see it coming, which was just so odd, but it had a lasting impact. That is one scene that I will remember for a long time. Lestat and Louis' relationship is built on a foundation of magnetic attraction, drawing them together despite their stark differences. Lestat's charisma and arrogance perfectly complement Louis' introspective and melancholic nature. Their initial attraction is undeniable, setting the stage for a compelling but toxic bond. The power imbalance. Central to their dynamic is a glaring power imbalance. Lestat, as Louis' sire, holds immense control over his progeny. This imbalance creates tension as Louis struggles to assert his independence and identity while being manipulated and controlled by the enigmatic Lestat. Yeah, this show is genius and traumatic all the way through. That is a great way to put it. Literally, the first episode is enough to hook you. Like, it was fast. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a show where the pilot is just so good, so well done, that you're just into it immediately. Like, it was beautifully done. Recently watched all 6 episodes of season 1 with a friend across Friday and Saturday a few weeks ago. It's such an experience to watch it like that. I bet. Just watch it from start to finish or just a couple episodes in a row. I'm sure that was fascinating. It is definitely one of those that just immediately, if you're into it, you're into it. If you're not into it, hey, you know, didn't speak to you, but it's one of those where it gets you fast. The relationship is characterized by a destructive cycle of dependence and rebellion. That push and pull, right? Louis often succumbs to Lestat's influence only to later rebel against his sire's tyranny. Well, it's, you know, it's a cat and mouse game, I guess. This constant push and pull. I swear I didn't read this beforehand. Contributes to the toxic nature of their connection, leaving both parties emotionally scarred. The pursuit of immortality. The narrative weaves a dark and thrilling tale that explores the complexities of immorality, the allure of power, and the enduring. Excuse me. I don't know why I tried to say endearing. Well, maybe, I guess. Enduring search for meaning and eternal life. Lestat's obsession with immortality and his desire to share the dark gift with Louis serve as a driving force in their relationship. While Louis initially resists his temptation, he ultimately succumbs to Lestat's offer, forever binding them in a love that is inextricably tied to their shared vampiric existence. The moral struggle. Louis' moral struggle, internal moral struggle, adds complexity to their relationship. His reluctance to kill and his enduring guilt over his actions stand in stark contrast to Lestat's carefree approach to vampiric existence. That is putting it mildly. This moral disparity intensifies the toxicity of their love as Louis grapples with his own demons. Quest for redemption. Louis embarks on a quest for redemption and return to his humanity, which is a fascinating concept. Further stains their already fragile bond. Obviously, Lestat is just fully into it. Complete, vampire who doesn't really care. Irresistible pull. Despite the toxicity and turmoil, the undeniable truth is that Lestat and Louis cannot escape the irresistible pull they have towards each other. Their love, though destructive, is a central element of the series, serving as a reflection of the eternal struggle between darkness and humanity. Their toxicity and their relationship is a central theme that adds depth and complexity to the narrative. Magnetic attraction, power imbalance, destructive cycle, and moral struggles paint a vivid portrait of love as its most toxic. As viewers, we are drawn into the darkness of their world, exploring the depths of their emotions and desires. One thing I really took away from that is the Lestat actor's ability to do that, it's like a forceful scream, but it's not a scream. It's controlled rage, controlled scream. I don't know how to put it. It's I don't know. It's in a lot of emotion exploding, but it's not super loud. And it's just wonderful. It is wonderful. The acting from, what is Lestat's actual name? Sam Reed. Sam Reed's ability to give that kind of passion and controlled rage is just incredible. It is really good. That's a sign of a very good actor. It is fascinating to watch. He pulls that off so well. And I will say, Louis' character is really good at having that struggle, that internal struggle. But the controlled rage is just something else. Louis only hunts animals. Lestat says it makes him feel judged. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Obviously, there's some complexity and depth to Lestat. He's not just a monster, but he definitely has a lot of those urges, and it's pretty undeniable. Wow. Yeah, it is a fascinating concept of a show. It's a fascinating, obviously, novel, but the actors really pull it off. Just from the one episode I've watched, and of course, the other videos that I've reacted to, the edits. Lestat's ability to just be manipulative and controlling and out of control while being in control, it is stunning television. He has been obsessed with Anne Rice since his teens. Sam Reed had been preparing for the role almost half. Oh my gosh. Half his life almost. Yeah, I mean, it comes across very well. It comes across so well. Oh my gosh. That is a great fact. But yeah, it is one of those things where you can just get lost in the show, I bet. Just totally lost. Lestat and Louis' actors talk bringing a toxic relationship to life. AMC does a really good job with these shows. Obviously, Mad Men was AMC, and that was quite acclaimed. I enjoyed the heck out of that show. I actually want to rewatch it, but just don't have the time to give to it. Based on Anne Rice's 1976 novel, Game of Thrones star Jacob Anderson plays Louis, a Louisiana native suffering from melancholy. Sam Reed is Lestat, the swaggering vampire who changes both of their lives forever. Sam Reed told Entertainment Weekly, which is a publisher of, actors and entertainment news, etc. I'm a fan of the books, and when I read the pilot, I thought, this is what I want to see. This is a really toxic relationship, but there's so much love and desire and tension. It's not a sexual tension because we get that out of the way very quickly. The dynamic between Lestat and Louis is quite hard to coin and to define, and it was exciting to work out a way to play this relationship where they destroy each other in various ways each episode, and yet manage to come back to each other. Yeah, it is. Just from that one episode, I think they broke up and got back together 3 times. It's very odd, but it was wonderful chemistry. Indeed, Louis and Lestat do have a pretty combustible chemistry. When murder is your love language in a relationship, it's quite a challenge, but it's very deep. That's funny. That's a funny way to put that. When murder is your love language in a relationship. Yeah, I guess that's pretty accurate. Interview with the Vampire is no longer just queer-coded, it's full-on gay. One of the ways the new interview show differs from the 94 movie version, which I thought was a good version. It's kind of hard not to have a good movie when you have Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise leading the way. But is that the gay subtext is now text. Louis and Lestat don't just have an intense relationship, they be effing. That's funny. They're in a romantic relationship. Once we just put that on the screen and move past that, you can really look at the complexities of the nuance of the relationship. It's much more fun to play a relationship as opposed to people who are working out how to be in a relationship. That makes sense. And Antonio Banderas. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. The actors in that was amazing. The movie was great, but had different focus. I love both for different things. Yeah, absolutely. The way Louis speaks about the relationship, it's not entirely clear until pretty much the end that you start to understand that the situation was much more than just a maker and a fledgling vampire situation. That it was very much rooted in deeper emotion because we're looking at the context of all those books, particularly those first 3 books. There's no question about it. The actor who plays Lestat is an Anne Rice superfan. As you can tell, Reed is a big fan of Rice's books. I mean, that comes in handy like crazy. It could come in handy should AMC achieve their ambition and spin the show into an Anne Rice cinematic universe. We're looking more at all of these books as opposed to just the first book, which the movie focuses on, he said. And since it's a different time period, we get to explore slightly different relationships to what they look like to what they look at in the movie. They're amazing books. That's one thing that we got to do that the film doesn't do, is that we have all the books and they're all completed, and AMC is talking about extending this story more. Whether or not we go that far, we have the opportunity to look at these roles and how we're going to start them and start this story. We have an ending, so when you are mapping out his relationship, when they meet for the first time, we also know where they end up. That is huge. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Antonio Banderas is a great vampire, but so not Armand. For his part, Anderson appreciated Reed's encyclopedic knowledge about Rice's Vampire Chronicles, although there were times when it became almost unhelpful. The whole show is about Louis telling his story years after the fact to a journalist, and he's apt to phrase things in a way that make him look good. In short, he's a bit of an unreliable narrator. But because Reed has read all the books, he knows both sides of the story and wasn't shy about sharing. Whenever I talked about something that Louis had said, or that was in the script, because this show is Louis' recollection of events, Sam would just be like, lie, that's a lie. Did that happen? Is that real? Didn't happen that way. Very unhelpful in my preparation. I got really icy about it a few times. I don't want to hear this. I have to believe something is true. It's nice to be able to believe what you're saying. That's funny. I did say stop lying Louis a few times first watching the show. That's amazing. Anderson described the new interview show like this. You're getting one side of couples therapy currently, and indeed, the way the show plays with memory is part of its appeal. Lots of different perspectives that come in, which allow us to have that overarching question throughout the series about whose perspective is it, and what is true and what isn't, which is a reflection on a lot of relationships. Two people experience the same thing, but is remembered very differently by those two people, particularly when you're talking about love and heartbreak and breakups and fights and getting back together again and all that kind of stuff. Boy, you know what I'm going to say right now? Sam Reed is coming across like the showrunner. Like, this is really well educated, articulate points about the show, about the characters. Like, clearly he knows his stuff. That is something you don't quite expect with most movie projects or show projects. You expect the actor to just kind of come in, know some of the basics, and then just kind of promote it haphazardly, you know, like just half-ass the promotion. They don't really know much about it. They can't go super in-depth, but they just kind of put in that minimal effort. This is like well thought out answers. This is unbelievable. That's probably why his acting in this is just amazing, because he understands it front cover to back cover. Wow. That is really well put. You can tell in the interviews that it means so much to Sam. Yeah, just from these quotes, I can tell. This is amazing. That is quite possibly one of the best interviews I've ever read from an actor. Wow. That's shocking. That is absolutely shocking. Oh my gosh. Ooh. That was great. That was incredible. Wow. Thanks for hanging out. That was an amazing 5 videos. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and hit that follow button. We are cruising towards, I think it's over here. We are cruising towards 100 followers. Just an arbitrary number I picked, but it's a nice round number. I like it. Go ahead and subscribe if you're watching this later on YouTube.
Do it!
Thanks for the follow, Solar System. I appreciate it.
Do it!
Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Friday. If it's already Saturday, have a great weekend. If I don't see you on the gaming stream, I will see you back here on Monday for another reaction stream. So go ahead and get subscribed, follow, etc. Join the Discord so you get front row access to any sort of news, events, or anything like that. And talk to everybody else. They're very nice. It's a very kind community. It's very welcoming. It's one of the highlights of all of this is you all. It's wonderful. Go ahead and check out the summer collection available on toddreacts.com. Get your own merch, support the channel. And it's really great stuff. I literally use 99% of it. Well, the stuff that I can. But I do order everything just to get a sample of it, just to make sure the quality's there. So even though you might not see me wearing it, I do know the quality is good. Go ahead and follow the Twitch channel, subscribe to the YouTube, and while you're at it, tomorrow we're going to be doing part 3 of Hogwarts Legacy on the Todd Reacts Plays YouTube channel, as well as right here on Twitch. So go ahead and subscribe and follow to those. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a couple hours of just hanging out, playing some Hogwarts Legacy, which has been very fascinating. I've enjoyed it so far. I'm usually not an RPG fan, but this seems easy enough that even I can do it. So If you want to request your own videos, toddreacts.com, you can do so. If you want to see videos or YouTube edits or whatever show up on stream, and we react to it and then find out more about it, go ahead and join up today. I shall see you all next time. If I don't see you tomorrow on the gaming stream, I will see you Monday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you have a lot of fun watching this. And I shall see you next time. Thanks, Jace. Thanks, Lots of Planets. Anybody who is watching that didn't comment, thank you as well. You don't always have to comment to enjoy it. And then I'm always thinking about whoever's watching it there's not commenting. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.